Showtime!
This year, we're going to take a deeper look at some of the points where the happy and bright world of the Mushroom Kingdom makes its turns for the dark and not so child-friendly. A couple rules before we begin. I'm going to be outright ignoring creepypastas and Easter eggs like the people from Shiverburn. While those are certainly creepy if you think about them hard enough, they require a lot of context and are incredibly downplayed. Now remember, this is darkest Mario moments, not scariest Mario moments. There is a difference. I'm going to be talking about thematic elements and less about the scares. So, no Ghost House Oh my gosh, what the f- I know we don't really notice it all the time, but can we just sit down and talk about the numerous ways that Mario dies? We don't usually question these because Mario games are usually very lighthearted and operate on cartoon logic. But when you take a step back and look closer at some of these deaths, they're actually pretty morbid. In early Mario games, Mario died with a smile on his face as he plummeted to his death. Several games feature Mario getting eaten alive. Also, in Super Mario 64, we are given a disturbingly accurate portrayal of a person drowning, complete with choking and swallowing of water and gasping for breath. Ugh. In Super Mario Galaxy, when Mario touches dark matter, he dissolves from the bottom up. He freaking dissolves as he screams in agony. And my personal favorite of the bunch, in Paper Mario The Thousand-Year Door, there's a level in which you have to retrieve a diary for a ghost named Ghost T, and he warns you not to read it. So naturally, we read it. And Ghost T distorts reality and murders you off screen, all for reading a diary. I'm guessing there's a lesson there about privacy. New Super Mario Bros. Is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. It's structurally similar to the early Mario games like Super Mario Bros. 3's numerous power-ups and world map, and a lot of level design was inspired by the first Super Mario Bros. The castle levels in particular are very reminiscent of this, including how you beat Bowser at the end of each of them. Jump over Bowser, hit switch, Bowser falls in. And that's the end of...
What the heck was that?
Nintendo, you do realize you just showed Bowser getting his flesh stripped down to a skeleton, right? As he screams and struggles to stay alive. And Mario's completely unfazed by this. Like, yeah, I just dropped the Bowser into lava and watch it strip the flesh from his corpse as he futilely tried to escape his fate. Meh, I see that all the time. Time to save the princess and get the high on shrooms. Whee! Mario RPGs usually have you collect 7 unique objects which progressively unlock more areas and are used in conjunction to defeat the final boss. These 7 magic objects could be anything, whether they be stars, crystal stars, etc. Super Paper Mario continues this trend by having you collect pure hearts. As it turns out, the next pure heart we needed was one of the people we were traveling with. Okay, so we just remove the pure heart from her and we go on our way, right? Well, no. Levby has to die in order for us to continue our quest. What makes this scene really dark, at least for me, is Levby is the child of both the rulers of heaven and hell. So canonically in the Mario universe, there is a life after death. But if Levby chooses to revert to the pure heart, she won't just die. She will cease to exist. There ain't no afterlife for her. And it's only her. Imagine how her parents, the immortal rulers of both heaven and hell, feel about this, having their daughter not be with them throughout eternity. There's just so many sad and dark themes that surround this moment. Which is why reviving Levby post-game completely wrecks this scene's emotional and thematic potency! Oh, and I suppose Bambi's mom never died either! You know, I wonder what the conversation went like between the director of Super Paper Mario and Shigeru Miyamoto when pitching this character.
Hey, Miyamoto-san, I have a great idea for a boss fight.
Oh really? Do tell.
Well, first, it's this little girl.
Uh-huh.
And she has the power to transform into other people.
I see, lots of things we could do with that.
And she can turn into a giant spider that chases you while shouting her name on repeat.
I don't like it. It's insane.
Why?
She needs to break her neck first. Creepy sound effects and all. Then her head needs to spin around several times with carnival sound effects. Just saying, if you're going to scar the children's psyche, go all the way. Goodness.
Miyamoto-san, are you high right now?
No, I'm good. Is that the sticker? I have great idea. I came up with what? In Super Paper Mario...
Boy, that game is appearing a lot on this list. 3 times in a row.
Anyways, you might recall earlier that there is an underworld for Mario. After Dimentio slaughters your entire party, you are sent to a bizarre dark area called the Underwear.
I get it!
And like the underworld from Greek myth, they each have rivers, but instead of the river Styx, Mario's version is the river Twygz.
I get it!
Okay, jokes aside, this river is pretty unsettling for a Mario game. Apparently, the river is filled with the tears of sinners, which is what gives it its purple color. Not only that, the river is filled with invincible skeletal hands that will try to kill you. These hands are a reference to the souls inhabiting the river Styx that try to grab people in their attempt to escape the river. The most infamous part about all this is how the music changes once you are required to swim in the river. Yeah, that's some pleasant imagery. And you want to know the most disturbing part? It's common for people to swim in here if they don't want to pay the ferryman. Honey, would you like to take a dip in the river of sinners, tears, and dead people?
Oh, that sounds most delightful.
I once said that Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga is one of the funniest games I've played. I still stand by that. It's bright, colorful, silly, packed with charm, and also home to some of the creepiest shit I've seen in a video game. The main things I want to talk about are the several times Superstar Saga dabbles in mutation. Sure, there's a couple mild cases like transforming royalty into dragons and whatever the heck this thing is, but they're downplayed as they harmlessly change back. Here are the points where they don't. The first time is in Woohoo University, where the villain breaks in and attacks all the scientists. She then transforms several of them into monsters. One of them transforms before your very eyes, and you have to kill him. Post-battle, he fades from existence. Another one is where Mario ingests a special mushroom won at an arcade which causes him to get sick with bean fever. Unless a cure is gotten to him in 3 days, his species will change to that of the natives of the Bean Kingdom. But by far the creepiest one is on the island of the Ohoji, which is inhabited by strange creatures that don't seem to be intelligent or aware of what's going on around them. If you listen to the recordings scattered around the island by a team of strangely absent researchers, you'll find that when one of the natives attacked an innocent researcher, the researcher then transformed into one of them. Wow. Doomed to a life of armless, fat stupidity where random exposure to extreme elements will turn you into a monster that can make more of itself by attacking others. That's scary to think about. No, scratch that. That's like something out of a horror game! You know, there's just some concepts that make people cringe at the mere mention once you tear away all of the circumstances. Possession, for instance. This has been touched upon in plenty of Mario games with the booze and such, but the weirdest one has to be the one from Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. After defeating Cackletta, her sidekick Fawful sucks up her energy, but before they can do anything, they are blasted away to goodness knows where. Then later, we find the two villains on the outskirts of the Stardust Fields next to a bruised and crushed Bowser. It's revealed later that Cackletta's spirit is now controlling Bowser's body and has dramatically altered his appearance into something super fucking frightening. So, let me get this straight. Cackletta's spirit forced itself into Bowser, possessing him, and now Bowser has boobs.
Wow, I just said that. I think it's time to call it a day.
Let's take a look at several of the things that Mario has touched upon in their games. Gruesome murder, mass destruction, oh yeah, possession. There's a moment that touches on all three. It's a moment so dark it has candles that literally suck the light out of the room. Ladies and gentlemen, the aptly named Shadow Queen. The Shadow Queen is a dark cataclysm that once threatened the land. Any creature that would not become her slave would be killed. She was sealed behind a magic door for 1,000 years as a result and had to be resurrected by the X-Nauts. And part of what was needed for her worldwide domination was Peach's body for her to possess. Well, at least no Rule 63 this time around. Her battle has some fairly disturbing concepts, including dead hands that pull you underground and do something that hurts you, attacks that drain your life away, and OMG Red Eyes! But not only that, during her battle, she devours your entire audience to heal all of her health. You hear them scream as they are pulled down into the depths and absorbed by her malevolent form, and you can't do anything to stop it. That's pretty gruesome for an E-rated game.
Moist and delicious.
I'm sick.
In Super Paper Mario, again, after you finish the land of the Cragnons, in order to get the next pure heart, you have to travel to Sammer's kingdom. The king, obviously Sammer, is willing to give it away, but for a cost. You have to defeat 100 of them in a row. Come on guys, we're on a time limit to stop existence for getting sucked into the giant black hole you see next to you. Can't you cut us a break? Oh, whatever, we have to be respectful of other cultures and all that, and we have to play their game. So we begin to go through each one, felling foe after foe as the void progressively gets larger and larger, urging you to expedite your pace. Unfortunately, Count Bleck's minions jump in to slow your progress down, and you begin to doubt you can make it. Speaking of which, Count Bleck himself jumps in to crash the party and reveal his nihilistic motivations. Apparently, someone he loved was taken from him, and now he sees life as cruel and empty and pointless, so he plans to take it from everyone else. We press on in the hopes that we can get through this and get to the pure heart as quickly as possible. But we don't make it. Everything fades to black as Mario and company are sucked into the void. And we wake up back in the hub world, for some reason. Yeah, it's not really explained. Then we find that the door to Sammer's kingdom still exists on the other side. Oh, well, we should probably go through and find the pure heart. Perhaps everything wasn't too destroyed. Oh my! Yeah, Sammer's kingdom is completely gone. Almost nothing remains of the once colorful Japanese-inspired locale. No people, no land, even no sky. Just nothing. Many thoughts tug at you as you walk through the desolate landscape, such as, this is the fate of everything if I don't succeed. I wasn't fast enough to save all of these innocent people. Is this what nothing is like? Is this what hell is like? And my favorite one? Goodness gracious alive! How long do I have to keep walking before something happens? Another scary part about this is none of the people in Sammer's kingdom who were killed by the void went to the underwear. They are gone. And this is the fate of everything if you fail to stop Count Bleck. It really puts into perspective at what's at risk in the game. Not just people's lives, but the fact that nothing will be able to be rebuilt if the Count succeeds. Showing the horrific aftermath of a life-wiping cataclysm brought on by a broken soul that has passed despair into a frightening nihilism. This is a really dark moment, and it's completely white! The Shroops from Partners in Time are incredibly creepy, and the game knows this. Unlike most other creatures in the Mario universe, which usually have good versions, or at least docile versions, these guys are just downright evil 24/7. From basic alien invasion and pollution to draining the life away from the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom until they become husks, then drinking it away, to imprisoning the Yoshis, rebirthing them as monsters, to... Anyways, the main thing I find dark about the Shroops is their constant repeating of a single phrase over and over. We hear it throughout the entire game, and we later find out that the word means destroy. That is their main objective. What kind of evil person would lead such a species that only wants to destroy things? Well, this thing in fact. It wants nothing more than to destroy all that is bright and happy. As the hero, it's your job to take this evil witch down. At first, the fight with her is fairly standard and slightly underwhelming for a final battle. But then... Holy shit! Taki mushrooms! Nothing matters anymore except this fight. It's just our pure-hearted defenders of peace versus one of the worst evils I've ever seen in a video game. No, really, I mean it. Look at this. The Elder Shroom is now filled with such an insane bloodlust, she is willing to use her own people as weapons to get at you. And the darker part is that the Shrooms don't even care that their own leader is just using them as kamikaze bombs against you. They willingly and without hesitation line themselves up to sacrifice themselves in this fight just to try and kill you. I can think of no better word to describe the Elder Shroom other than monster. As I listened to the music, which is pretty amazing by the way, I really started to analyze the feelings it was trying to convey. At first, the music sounds very despairing, like the situation is near hopeless as you fight an entity bent on the annihilation of you and everything you care about. And halfway, it shifts to something very somber, almost sad, almost pitiable. It's like the music feels sorry for the Shrooms. These are creatures that know only of war, domination, and destruction. They cannot comprehend any meaning in life. No friendship, no love, just destroy. That is freaking sad. More than deserving of being my darkest Mario moment for perfectly depicting an absolute evil.
Destroy! 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 That's